I fucked up. Can't plan my novel with me. I had a plan, and the more I think about the plan, the less happy I am about the plan. Am I speaking English? Just for context about my novel, the idea is that it's going to be maybe like 250 pages. I don't want something too long. It's a romance novel. I've already established who the main characters. I'll make another video about that, about how essentially I decided that fake people in my head were gonna be real people on paper. I have more or less between 20 to 25 chapters, I think, in this story. Essentially, I'm not gonna talk too much about what happened, but it's two people fall in love, which crazy for a romance novel, I know. Like, real innovative. I'm starting to plot when romance moment happened, because like I said, I want to have 20 chapters. How are we gonna plan this? I had to watch a couple of videos because I had no idea how I was supposed to plot without saying too much about the plot. Because like, I like you guys, but I don't really need someone to take my plot, you see. You have many ways to plan your book. Essentially, the first act is the backstory. Essentially, you're giving information on the character, who they are, that kind of thing. You already have to approach some people a lot, and some people kind of hint at things but don't say. It's all say versus do, not say versus show. The second act is the catalyst. So get the character moving. It's something that happens that essentially starts to get to the plot in motion. The third act, I don't know why the accent was strong on this one, is the big event. Point is, no, apparently I can't write. Fifth point is crisis, or low point. I'll talk about those more a bit after. Sixth point is climax, is the climax. And then seventh is realization / looking back how far the character has gone. I sincerely apologize because I know I'm doing typos. Let's go through this together. First act is the backstory. Like I said, backstory is for my character. So she lives, it's about a woman. She lives in London. I can give you that. She's working in a stressful field. Introduction of her, a male love interest, and other characters. Second act is the catalyst. That's what gets the character moving. Initially, I was going to do so there are kind of two plot lines in my book. There is the plot line about romance, and there is the plot line about romance is, like I said, it's a romance book, so main character realize that they like another character, or the other way. Cool, something happened. And then the plot is, I'm not gonna say too much, but it's essentially about how no matter what happens, you can still be loved. That's a lesson that I want to say in my book. And initially what I was gonna do is that the plot that's about how no matter what happens to you, you can still be loved was going to take over the romance, kinda. And romance kind of become supporting the plot. But I think what I might actually do is, the more I've started writing the book, I really actually enjoy writing the romance. I like the banter and the different character that surround the main character, which is actually called Charlotte, because it's a bit long to say female main character. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lean on the romance plotline. So the second, if we take this in mind, the second act is the catalyst, is what gets the character moving. For me, it's something at work that happens. I can't say too much, but essentially it's not a fantasy or anything. It's basically happening in the real world. Something at work happens in a real life that gets the plot moving. The big event is romance. She realized that someone likes her. The fourth is the point of, well, we'll do, the kind of traditional romance, let's say, their feelings. And then the fifth point is the crisis. There, we link actually to the plot line that I mentioned before, which is terrible news that breaks our spirit down. This sounds very dramatic, isn't it? Essentially, what we do is if we think about Twilight, bear with me. So, not Twilight, actually, New Moon, but Twilight is essentially theater around Bella. What's his name? Edward. I watched that movie so many times. Twilight is about Bella and Edward. And then New Moon, what happens, sorry spoiler, if you haven't watched it or read it, is that Edward leaves and then she's depressed. This is, I'm not saying they're gonna break up. That's not at all what's gonna happen in the plot line. But there is a part of New Moon that's about how you have to get up again. Well, to be honest, Bella, she doesn't. She's quite useless. But it was really resonating with me when I was a teenager. But I will be essentially incorporating that aspect of, wow, something really should happen. What do you do now? Because some shitty things have happened to my life. Sorry, that sounds deep. But no, I mean, seriously, like, sometimes everyone, you know, we go through a hard time. And I think it's really important to be able to write somewhere. Essentially, you have to get up again. You can't just let go. At least this is what I feel in my heart. Okay, I want to put it in my bloody book because this is my book. The 5th point, the crisis, the low point. Yeah, it's the lowest point that she's gonna go through in the whole story in this case. Then we have the climax where essentially we come back to what I said earlier, be loved no matter what. I mean, when I say no matter what, I don't mean like if you kill someone, you know, like I'm not, there are some rules, okay? But you do your, do mine. But the 6th act, for me, in this book, will be about how, you know, you need to learn to love again. This is nice. This is nicely said. And then the 7th is essentially what happens going forward. So she learns to live with her new reality. So this is more or less what I'm going with. I'll do another vlog, or I'll do another video about maybe a bit more details, like a writing vlog, perhaps. Yeah, sorry, I've been trying my best to explain what exactly I'm doing. Hopefully this was helpful. So yeah, see you soon.